Good morning, Barrister Emeka.
Good morning, madam.
Good to have you here.
Thank you.
All right. So, we have few questions for you, and we would like you to address the issues we have at hand. Okay. So first, we have a draft bills circulating on the internet regarding restructuring of Nigeria to regional government. Do you think it's possible, you know, considering the fact that some people, even international communities, do not want Nigeria to divide?
Thank you for that question. Um, you're asking whether it is possible to have a restructured Nigeria that's dividing Nigeria into six. That's restructuring is talking about.
Yes.
Asking whether it is possible, considering that many people or some people do not want Nigeria to divide. In the first place, I want you to understand that restructuring by devolution of power to the regions does not mean dividing Nigeria. It's actually restructuring. Nigeria remains as Nigeria, but now restructured. It's just like a house that has only a few apartments, but now you restructure it and create more rooms inside the same house. The building remains as one building, but it now has many rooms. So that is it. Nigeria remains as one Nigeria, but has six regions governing themselves. So it is not actually dividing Nigeria, but restructuring Nigeria. So it is possible it will happen. The international community, their fears may be that if Nigeria divides, their investments will be wasted or be lost. But if it's a restructured Nigeria, their investments will remain intact in Nigeria because they will not lose anything.
But if Nigeria restructured to regional government, do you mean to say that we will all still belong to one Nigeria?
Yes,
We will still be
that
in
is,
Nigeria.
yeah, that is what it means. A restructured Nigeria means every region is autonomous in Nigeria, governing itself within Nigeria. An example is Great Britain. All of them are British people, but they maintain their indigenous identities. The Scots people, that's Scots, are Scottish people. That's from Scotland. The Welsh, they're from Wales. The Irish people, they're from Ireland. The Anglo-Saxons, that's England. All are British, but everyone has his own indigenous identity. So it doesn't stop us from being Nigerians. We are all Nigerians, but every region maintains its indigenous identity.
Okay, quick one. If restructuring happens now, do you think that the Igbos will be able to govern themselves? Because we have multiple organizations claiming to be leading the Igbo people.
Yeah, the Igbo nation has a lot of challenges now concerning leadership. There is a vacuum, and when vacuum is created, some people may hijack that vacuum and try to present themselves as Igbo leaders. Many people claiming to be Igbo leaders are not Igbo leaders. But for now, there is a recognized organization. We said that it is the Apex Igbo organization, and that is Ohaneze Ndi Igbo. No matter how it is, some people are kicking against it. Some people have many things to say against Ohaneze Ndi Igbo. Well, every person has right to his own opinion. Ohaneze Ndi Igbo is not a perfect organization. No organization is actually perfect, but we're talking about structure that's in place. Ohaneze Ndi Igbo is a structure that is in place, but Ohaneze Ndi Igbo is a cultural thing running under customary law. So it's not competing with politicians who are governing the states. So it's a different thing. So if restructuring takes place now, and restructuring has a process, because by this bill that is circulating, each region will have its own constitution. So for now, if restructuring takes place to regional government, it will follow that same process of writing your constitution in your region, and then electing your own leaders. The premier is the head of each region. Then there are other ministers or commissioners or officials that will be appointed or elected in the region. So that is different from Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, which runs under customary law. Ohaneze Ndi Igbo runs under customary law. For now, Ohanes Ndibo can actually get a bill passed to make Ohanes Ndibo work on customary law. That is to create a customary government using Ohanes Ndibo to gather the people together as a transition before the one that will be based on Nigerian constitution. So Ohanes Ndibo has the capacity to organize Igbo people now using customary law. They can pass the bill of customary governance now and then use it to organize Igbo people together and guide them before transiting to this national project of restructuring Nigeria to regional autonomy.
Okay, thank you very much for that wonderful explanation. Um, do you mind telling us who are the Igbo authentic leaders that if restructuring happens now, they will govern Igbo land?
Well, we have leaders in Igbo land. We have good leaders. They may not be making noise, but we have seen their antecedents. We have seen what they have done, and we know they are Igbo leaders, good leaders, without making noise. They are there. But restructuring is not happening in a vacuum. This restructuring has a process, and it will lead to elections and appointments in each region. Like I said, this draft mentions premier of a region. Premier doesn't work alone. He's like the head of a region. Premier doesn't work alone. He will have other officers of government who will be elected or appointed depending on the final draft of this bill, how it shall happen. There will be elections, there will be appointments of leaders, capable people that will govern every region. So asking me who are authentic Igbo leaders now, it may not be easy to mention names, but I know that Igbo people have authentic leaders who are not making noise, but they are working and we are seeing them. It is not about propaganda, it is about who you are. So there are many Igbo leaders we can vouch and say these are authentic Igbo leaders. They may not be making noise, but they are there. So if opportunity is given to them now, they will show up. Do we even know? If not that somebody in Abia State is now showing good example, did we even know that we have somebody who could transform Abia State within few months? What other governors could not do within 24 years? He was, Alex Oti is not a secret what he's doing now in Abia State. With what he has done within few months, what the governors could not do within 24 years, he could do. So this is one of the leaders I'm saying. There are many Igbo leaders who are not making noise, but they are there. Eventually, we shall find them as the matter progresses. As we go into this regional government, we shall find them. Every region has good leaders. Don't mind that there are fake people who are parading themselves as leaders all over Nigeria, who are opportunists and political criminals who are now enslaving the rest of us. We shall find good leaders who will run all the territories, including Nigeria, including Igbo region, including Southeast region. We have competent hands. I'm very sure we have competent hands.
Okay, Barrister, I think I agree with you. What Alex Soti is doing in Abia State is amazing. I mean, nobody would have thought we have people like that. But, well, like you said, time will tell. As we go into restructuring, capable hands are going to come out to take up the government and all that. So now, as a lawyer and a father, what advice do you have for the Igbo youths regarding this restructuring? Because so many of them do not understand what is restructuring or what it means to restructure a country or a region. Advise them or briefly tell them what it's about in a layman understanding so that they would know and advise them on what to do.
Okay, thank you very much. See, the youths of this generation, Nigerians, they are asking for freedom, independence. There is agitation, youth restiveness, agitation everywhere, not only in the east, west, north, everywhere they're agitating for freedom. Now, but the thing is that they have not understood what freedom is. Freedom is relative. We say we are free, but actually nobody is totally free. You can say you are free in your house. Yes, you are free in your house, but you are being regulated by the local government. You are being regulated by the state government. You are being regulated, even though you are free. So every freedom has some limitation. So we want freedom, yes. So in your community, you are free, but then you are still under a government. In other words, the youths should understand that the freedom we are looking for, it's not unrestricted freedom. We want freedom within Nigeria for now. I know they want independence. Many people say they want outright independence. Some people, that is Biafran agitators especially, they want outright independence. They don't want to be part of Nigeria anymore. That is a good desire. But a desire has a process to get there. You know, if you get regional autonomy, for instance, and govern yourselves, the Igbo people say, if you govern yourselves after many years in your region, you govern yourself after many years in your region, and you think you are now capable of being on your own entirely out of Nigeria, you remember, you will now, if you become an independent nation entirely, you will need visa to go to Nigeria. Remember that. You will have, because you have become a sovereign country out of Nigeria. And so if you're coming to Nigeria, you will need visa to go to Nigeria. And I know some of them have investments in Lagos, in Abuja, in Kano, and so on. So for you to go to Nigeria, you now have visa to go to Nigeria. There's certain things like that. So you need to educate them that, well, what we have now is regional autonomy, which makes you free in your own land, as well as give you freedom to visit every part of Nigeria, do business in every part of Nigeria, because you are still a citizen of Nigeria. You are still a citizen of Nigeria, even though you are autonomous, you are on your own, but you have access to all your businesses and investments in all parts of Nigeria. So if I will advise the youth to embrace this restructuring, this devolution of power to the regions, and let us see how we govern ourselves in our region. Every region, govern yourself. And the beauty of this draft I saw is that it gives every region the unrestricted and unconditional right to self-determination anytime you are ripe for it. Just like Scotland is doing in Britain now. Scotland wants total freedom from Britain, and that is by way of referendum. So when the time comes and you want to be free, you now pass the bill of referendum in your own parliament, in the regional parliament, for the people to decide whether to pull out or to remain. So it's a beautiful procedure. So we in Mobbing, we say we want freedom by law, politics, and diplomacy, and we shall get it.
Okay, thank you very much, Barrister Emeka. We're happy to have you in our studio today and would like to have you more often so you can educate our people more on what we have to do and how to go about it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate it.